The Love Life Now Foundation's mission is to bring awareness against domestic violence through initiatives and raise funds that benefit domestic violence shelters in the New England area. This summer, they hosted an event to raise funds for Penelope's Place in Brockton, Massachusetts, which is a residential program for individuals and families fleeing from life-threatening situations as a result of domestic violence. The event, their second annual, was a walking event, but this year an additional challenge was made. The walkers walked in heels. Laverne Gordon, executive director, talks about the event.
Last year, that's correct. We did do a walk-a-thon. It was just that. Women and men showed up to walk a short distance in support of awareness.
I was in a domestic violence relationship for about 2 years, back in 99 to 2001, and I thankfully got out because I reached my breaking point. It wasn't until years later that I decided that I wanted to do something about it.
This year I wanted to put a little bit of a spin on it. I wanted to make it more interactive, more interesting to folks, mainly women, to come out and be part of the solution. So I had heard about the heal-a-thon from a friend of the organization, Sandra Hardy, big up to Sandra Hardy, and she had said that she had seen this idea of a heal-a-thon on one of the reality shows on television. And I said, let me do some research into that and see what it would take to get people out. So I went, I did a little bit of research. I realized that heal-a-thons are happening all across the country, mainly in New York and Atlanta. And I realized, I can do this. I can bring this to Boston.
I want to give Penelope's Place representatives a big shout out. Raise your hands if you're from Penelope's Place Domestic Violence Shelter. Raise them high. Raise them high. These are the people that do the real work. These are the people that are aiding victims that flee from domestic violence situations day in and day out.
So I asked everyone to show up in their favorite pair of heels and walk a short distance in support of awareness. Men did show up. I was more than surprised, but greatly appreciative, because that just showed how much they believed in wanting to help be part of the solution. So one man in particular, Antonio Arundel, who just happens to be on the board of Love Life Now Foundation, showed up with his red pair of heels, which was a sight in itself. I mean, he did not walk in them, but it was such a statement about how much he believes in what we're doing. A ton of men showed up, including Representative Michael Brady of this 9th Plymouth District, and Al Girolamo of that office, Jas Stewart, Brockton City Councilor. I mean, just, the men in the community that believe in this cause just put so much more behind it, because it says that we're willing to help.
At the halfway point at a local park, the walkers, or healers as some were calling themselves, stopped to rest and take photos. There, one could see the success of the heal-a-thon and the enthusiasm of the participants.
I'm getting goosebumps as I talk about it now, because it was such a big deal, everybody converging there. What we did, we had an event backdrop set up where women could strut their stuff on a purple carpet and take their photos. And so everybody being surprised, first of all, that was there. Mutual Bank of Brockton was also there passing out water and supporting us in a big way. And to see everyone just be so overcome by the fact that A, they're out doing this for this cause, and B, just the amount of people just converging and being in the same place for the same cause, amazing.
After walking in heels, the participants were in for a treat. Yes, another workout.
Zumba. So I take Pilates with this specific Zumba studio, Wepa Fitness Studio out of Brockton. And I said to myself, why not incorporate a fitness aspect of the morning? We're already out here walking in our heels. Why not switch off to some sneakers and get fit?
I know you just walk like a good mile, but we can work out.
Ey, 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 para mi gente que está en el party. Con Zumba. Yeah. Nos vemos para la discoteca gozar. Nos vemos para la discoteca bailar. Come on, baby, dance all night. 1, 2, 3, Zumba. Nos vemos para la discoteca gozar. Nos vemos para la discoteca bailar. Come on, baby, dance all night. 1, 2, 3, Zumba. Shorty, quiero verte moverlo.
I had no idea how intense, how much fun it was going to be. Zumba demonstration was fantastic, put on by WEPA. So thank you very much to them.
The Healers, after being completely worn out, were then presented with a performance by the Roxbury dance company Origination, who represented the teen aspect of domestic violence.
My daughter goes to school at Origination, and I had a conversation with one of the founding members, Musal Dominga, about what our foundation does, and wondering whether or not Origination would come out and be a part of the morning in heels, do a performance in heels. And she was absolutely so for it from the beginning. But you know, what she also mentioned is that you would be surprised how many teens on a daily basis come to her and speak to her about the issues that they're experiencing with domestic violence.
When I talked to these ladies, they pointed out that this epidemic is rampant, as we know, not just amongst adults, women, men, but the teens. And the fact that these young girls are out here representing what it means to be a part of the solution is more than a statement in itself. Here comes trouble.
They did this performance in heels, something that they're not accustomed to.
We run this mother. It's hot up in here, DJ. Don't be scared to run this back. Rapping for the girls, are taking over the world. Have to raise the glass for the college grads. What do you want wrong with it? Let you know what time it is. You can't always hold like 9 to 5. Never told my chick.
Seeing them that morning performing and giving it their all for the cause was just amazing.
Please accept my shot. Then get back to business. Run this mother. Run this mother. Run this mother. Run this mother. Girls, girl.
Overall, it was a fantastic event. Everyone that was there, I keep getting inbox information on Facebook about people talking about how much fun they had, but not just that, but just being part of something that was bigger than them. And overall, I thought it was a fantastic event. We're going to continue doing it every year, and you know, we hope to see you guys there next year.
My name is Angela Anderson.
Hi Angela, how are you?
I'm great.
And how did you enjoy the walk today?
It was wonderful. It was a wonderful day for walking, and it was a good cause. The heal-a-thon against domestic violence is a very great cause.
Now, I have to ask, for those who's been in a situation of domestic violence, can you personally relate to that, or are you just supporting the cause?
I can personally relate to domestic violence. I am a survivor of a domestic violence relationship. I have seen many of my friends and siblings go through domestic violence, and they are also survivors.
My name is Meredith Tewitt. Everyone calls me Mary. Came down from Boston, and I'm a commissioner on the Mass Commission on the Status of Women. I'm chief of staff for a state representative for Boston, Gloria Fox, which is representative for Roxbury, and I also am, activist in my community.
Now, Mary, you have a solid foundation, as we all heard, but what is your main purpose for Love Life Now?
Well, when I saw it on Facebook and I saw it at a few other locations, I had to email. because domestic violence, women's issues, women's justice is one of my platforms. When I ran for city council last year, and even in my job now and in my community, domestic violence, not just between heterosexuals, but in the LGBTQ community also is one of my issues that I like to focus in on. And then I love shoes. I am a heel lover.
But what would your advice be to those who are involved in a domestic violence relationship right now?
Walk away. Don't stay in it. Get away from it. The best thing to do is walk away. Find someone to talk to. This is a great organization to get involved with. Call a hotline, just walk away.
No one should touch each other. No one should put their hands on one another. If you have a relationship like that, I suggest you get out of it.
A lot of people don't realize that there are men out there being abused by their women also, and it's a rising number, but men don't come out and talk about the abuse that they go through when they are in a domestic violence relationship.
My experience with domestic violence goes back to when I worked with a homeless shelter years ago, and got involved in the cause then when I saw the women that had to pack up everything they had in the middle of the night and leave everything behind, and it was a real eye-opener. I thought to myself that it just really shouldn't work this way in a civilized society.